mommy tips and some more mommy talk. Today, we are going to be discussing the 5 things that you should know before selling your home. Yes, I just went through this home selling process and there was a lot of things that I did not have in place before I decided to sell, and it made this process a lot more complicated. So I'm here to give you some tips about the 5 things that you should know before selling your home, okay? But before we get started, do not forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button that's gonna be to the right of your screen, and don't forget to hit your notification bell so you get all your updates about every time I post, okay? Thank you all so much for watching. Let's get started. 1, what's the plan? Before my husband and I decided to sell our house, we had to have a sit-down conversation to discuss what this whole plan needed to look like in order for this to work for us. The last thing that you want to do is to sell your house and then be looking around like, where am I going to live? The first question that you should be asking yourself is, where are we going to live? Do we have to pay rent where we're going to live? Those 2 questions are really the main keys, because it's not going to be worth selling your house and you're like, we were paying like $900 a month for our home. It's not gonna be worth it to move somewhere and now we're paying $1,100. That makes no sense. So get where you're gonna live situated. Another question is, what is the plan and what is the goal of this? Our whole plan and our whole goal was to sell our home, pay off all of our debt, and get in a better place financially, and then build a new home. So by the time we build our new home, we will be completely debt free. We will have more financially, and while we're staying with my mother-in-law, we're saving more. So that was our plan, that was our goal, and in the end, it's worth it. So you need to ask yourself, what's your plan and what's your goals? And in the whole scope of things, is it worth it? 2, know what's on your credit. And when I say credit, I mean your credit scores, your credit report, negative, anything that's reflecting negative on your credit, what's reflecting positively on your credit. Know your credit. I promise you, it won't be worth selling your house if to do all of this and then you get out there and then your credit's jacked and you can't get a loan for a new home. Yeah, I promise you, you will be very, very upset. So after you get your plan and you got everything on paper of how you want everything to work for you, check your credit and make sure that you will be in a position after you sell your house to even be able to get a loan to be approved for another house, or while you're selling your house, because if you're wanting to go ahead and build while you're in the process of selling your home, make sure that your credit has you in a position where you can qualify to do that. That is another thing that you must know before selling your house. Amen, somebody. 3, know your financial limits. A lot of people don't understand that there is a huge difference in what you qualify for and what you can afford. You could easily get qualified for a $250,000, $300,000 home. Yeah. And in the bank's defense, they do look at your debt to income ratio, which means all of your debt that's on your credit report, they take that into consideration, and your payments and all that stuff is considered. But what's not considered is diapers. Yeah, diapers. Remember, we're stay-at-home moms. Yeah, diapers for those babies. Groceries to feed this whole family. Yes, gas, light bill, water bill, sewer bill, all those other bills that you will have when you buy a new home. That HOA fee. Yeah, no, that stuff is not considered. The way we came up with our budget and what we can afford is the way we looked at it was, if nothing changed besides us paying off our debt, how much could we afford a month? So let's do an example. So if you already pay like $850 a month, that's a little low for a mortgage, but let's just say you pay $850 for a mortgage every month. You have about maybe $200 or $300 a month in spending money. You do $200 for groceries and all that stuff. If none of that changes, but you pay off about $600 that you pay out a month in debt, and that's all your minimum payments a month. Okay, so let's do these calculations real quick, okay? So we said $850 a month. You paid off $600 in minimum payments on your credit cards. So that freed up $600 a month. So that means that you would be able to afford $1,450 a month and for your potential next mortgage. That being said, you still have some questions to ask yourself. I think I said you had about $300 a month spending money. Is that even enough? Let's say we're gonna take $300 out of that $600 that we just saved to add to our spending money. Yes, so we have gonna minus $300. So that brings you down to $1,150 a month for your potential next mortgage. And of course, there are other things to consider, like, do you want to have another baby? Because there are expenses that come with having another baby. Will your husband get another job and potentially get a raise? Yeah. Where you're living at, your husband's commute to work, would that end up costing more in gas? A lot of other things that you need to consider, which could make your amount fluctuate. But the main thing that you need to know is a range of a figure that you want to stay within when paying your next mortgage, and that'll kind of keep you balanced when looking for your next house. 4, inquire about your home's worth. For those of you who watched my last video, you saw that my husband and I listed our house for a certain amount, and once we got that appraisal back, it came down $20,000. We lost about $20,000 on the listing price of our home because of the appraisal. So my tip to you would be to know your home's worth before you list your home. It's gonna save you so much headache, so much worry, because there's nothing more worrisome than listing your house for a certain amount and having to wait for the appraisal to come back and confirm that you're actually getting it for this amount or selling it for that amount. You can do that in 3 different ways. One being to purchase an appraisal for yourself. Now, I know you all are looking at me like, girl, please, because I know appraisals are expensive. They're like $400 or $500 just to get an appraisal. But in the end, it may be worth it because it's going to save you. We ended up losing $20,000. So maybe $500 in the beginning wouldn't have been so bad if we had known in the beginning and had all of our figures and stuff worked out around what we knew it was worth, rather than in the end having the headache of having to try to figure everything all out again. So you can purchase your own appraisal. I think you just contact a bank and they'll hire an appraiser for you, and you pay them and come out, get the appraisal, and they send you the appraisal report. So that is one way. If you choose not to, there's another way. Another way is to meet with the realtor who has the equipment and the tools to be able to let you know what the houses in your surrounding neighborhood have recently sold for, what they have sold for in the past, if they're in the process of selling, like if they have a contract on them right now, if they're still listed, what they're listed for, and where you fall in all of that. And for those of you who don't know what an appraisal is, let me just tell you, an appraisal is, you usually get a report that lets you know what your house is worth. And even for me, I was shocked that what's included in the appraisal is not granite countertops. It's not a double vanity. It's not if you have a walk-in shower or the type of carpet, the type of hardwood floor you have. None of that matters. What goes into factor when getting the home, your net worth of your home is your neighborhood. What I mean by your neighborhood is what your neighbor sold their house for, what the neighbor across the street, I think it's within a 5-mile radius of all the homes within your neighborhood, and what they've sold for, what they're worth, and then that gives you the value of your home. So before you sell your home, please, people, please know what the value of your home is so that you can save that headache, you can save that stress, save that worry, and you can list your house with confidence knowing that you will sell for what it's worth. Choosing your selling agent. There are so many things that come along with choosing a good selling agent. Your selling agent should be prepping you on things like selling season. What season the season that you're in, if it's a good season for buyers to be selling, if it's a bad season for buyers to be selling, they should be prepping you on those kind of things. Listing price. Your selling agent should also be looking at your neighborhood and the appraisal amount and all those things and helping you decide what you want to list your home for, what the best price is to list your home for so that you can get the maximum amount of buyers, the maximum amount of contracts, the maximum amount of interest so that you can have a pool of contracts to select from. From there, the selling agent handles things like viewings, scheduling viewings to come and see the house, choosing a buyer, teaching you about the different contracts and what benefits come with what contracts, like FHA loans and military VA loans, and all the different things that come with that, home inspections, termite inspections, all those things your selling agent should be assisting you with. So the best way to select a selling agent is to talk to people who have recently sold their homes and find out who they went through, who they used, did they like them, what were their reviews on them, and then you go from there. You can also do your own research and kind of find out or look around and see who you will possibly want to go through, talk to people, see what they offer, check their ratings, check their reviews, and make sure that you're going to get a good selling agent, because this person's going to be with you from the beginning to the end, and you want to make sure that they're professional. You want to make sure that they're on top of things at all times. You want to make sure that they're aware of what's going on, that they even know what the heck they're doing, because this is your money we're talking about. So hire a good selling agent. Okay, mommies, that's all I've got for you today. I really, really, really hope that this video was not only just informational, but that it was helpful and that you learned a lot from it, and that you're going to be able to pull some things, that you took some notes, and that you're able to go forward in your process of selling your home. I really hope it was helpful. If you have any questions for me, please leave me comments down in the comment section below, and I am sure and positive that I will get back to you as soon as I can, okay? Thank you all so much for watching again. Please, before we go, people, do not forget to subscribe. Click that subscribe button that's going to be to the right of your screen. And don't forget to hit your notification bell so you get all your updates about every time I post, okay? Thank you all again so much for watching. And moms, please remember that your children appreciate you for everything that you do. Everything that you do. And a woman who fears the Lord, her children will rise up and call her blessed. Thanks so much, guys.